Can you hear me? Man, I'm peeking stuff out. I'll keep it a little more low key for you. Let me know if I'm coming over all right, if there's any static, whatever. And how many times are we gonna do this, man? I mean, I feel yeah. Okay, hold on. I'll turn that down a little bit. All right, should be better. I'm a little lower, but it should get the static out. I'm gonna start this out with a poll. That's about the best way that we can do it. Uh, which is worse? And we'll do 2023 finale or 2024 Daytona. Because I know that there was a lot of wrecks. There were different things here and there, but wow, that was awful. I don't think there's any other way to put it. That race was awful. Like the finale, at least was a shit show in the last like 20% of it. This from start to finish was terrible. And they're not going to have ARCA right now in FS2 because they're still cleaning up from the truck race. But I told a lot of you guys who were watching during, I was like, you know what? I have a prop for y'all. An old Mark Martin truck. And I cannot stress to you enough how much I miss Mark Martin driving. And how much I miss how good the Truck Series used to be. Remember when people would jokingly say it was like the retirement home series, or there were too many old guys in there, and you had Martin racing a bunch of them, and Skinner and Hornaday and you name it, Johnny Benson. I think there's a reason though that the Truck Series at that time had such a good reputation, and then you look at what it has now, and I think what I think at the worst out of how the Truck Series is today, and it's been ramping up for a while, but I think got the worst crap thrown at them for this. It's not even trucks. It's not even in the Truck Series itself. ARCA got way too much crap thrown at it for. I mean, you're seeing common denominator, same drivers who went from ARCA to trucks. Some of them, going to be moved to Xfinity. You're seeing the common denominator. Of it. I'll update this a little bit. NASCAR.com doesn't even have the updated results yet. But we went 101 laps, the one overtime. We got 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 7 seconds on the day, not including the red flag, 12 leaders, 24 lead changes. And you know what? Y'all witnessed history tonight. We broke the record. 12 cautions in this race. The record was 11 in 2019. We got 12 tonight. 12 caution. If we have a clean Xfinity race, and I'm assuming it's going to be Monday or Tuesday that it's ran, because 500 takes priority, obviously. But if we have a clean Xfinity race, you could realistically say we'd be around the same runtime as the truck race, man. Yeah, new track record. Okay, so I am definitely in the minority because I think that this race is worse than the finale last year. Maybe it's just fresh out of it. I'm just upset, whatever. By the way, click that like button. Let's get over 100 likes. 63% of you say the finale last year was worse. 36% say that this race that we just watched was worse. Real quick, I'm going to read these super chats came in. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. We'll go into what happened during the race. We'll talk about that. There are bits in during the race as well that I have problems with. I think the big problem is that nobody ran well tonight. Veterans, rookies, one-offs, you name it. I can't look at a single person in the field and say they didn't have at least one thing here or there. Maybe Sanchez, maybe like Corey LaJoy, but I think a big part of it is the package. I mean, those trucks, I should say, were handling atrociously, man. Atrociously. Flip was wild. We'll talk about that. And I think we are going to have this be the worst race of the weekend. I'm just calling it now. I think the 500 will be a lot better overall. Might be bad at the end, but I think it'll be better overall. I think that the Xfinity race will be pretty good. I loved the duels. If you didn't watch what I said yesterday, after this, go watch it. I loved the duels. I thought they were the best duels in at least 20, 25 years, probably since 2001, so 23. And I've went back and watched the duels in the 2000s and the 90s. Like those duels were legit last night. They were great stakes. And then you mirror it with this. I hope that when they do the drivers meeting for Xfinity and 500, they use trucks again as an example, what not to do. And you know how they have a lot of people have like that saying that they'll tell people or they'll tell themselves about their actions, like what would Jesus say or what would Jesus do? You know what it should be? What would Mark do? How would Mark race? Like that should be the question. I huge Dale Jr. fan. Love a lot of those old guys that I watched when they were retiring early on when I was watching and so on in that next generation. But it's nights like this that I just miss Mark Martin so damn much. I want to see Mark Martin back, man. I really do. But really quick, these super chats, and then we'll get to a little bit more on this truck race, or as many are calling it, I've been seeing the truck farce. Irvin, thank you for the 5. Saw this really early in the night. Welcome to the NASCAR Trucks Tank Series. Roundball rock theme sings with explosions and tanks across the screen. See, I can't talk. And now it's not because I'm excited. It's because I'm just purely just done at this point. Like the Truck Series, it deserves the bad reputation it has right now. And I don't think there's an easy fix to it. I know this is a super speedway, and super speedways overall have been this way. The super speedway part is not strictly a truck problem. But there is a common denominator in so many races now. And we're going to Atlanta next. We're going to another super speedway with people buried down in the points because of what's happened here. And we get to have another super speedway right after with even more desperation. Gonna be great. We'll be live after that too. Fred Dog 81, thank you for the 2. It's like these idiots or nothing from Phoenix. Pretty much. Adam Smith for the Canadian 279. Did we meet the rec quota? I think we surpassed it. Very much. Mr. Penguin, thank you for the 5. How would you feel if trucks just ran short tracks and 1.5 mile tracks and not super speedways? Or does it not matter? I mean, I think it would be a little bit better. I think if you got more short track people, this is one of the side effects probably to not letting cup drivers in too many. I don't think it helped though. I think it's younger drivers. It's a culture that is festered under this kind of playoff chase format, really the playoff side of it more. But it's this culture that's festered now for a good part of at least a decade. And it's hard to undo that. You have a generation of drivers who have grown up seeing this continue to amp up over time. And I know I'm repeating a lot of the same things I said after Phoenix, but I think it bears repeating. I mean, it bears repeating because you gotta, I think we gotta understand the root causes of this. But I think overall, it was just the field today was atrociously bad. Thank you, NASCAR Fanatic 2425 for the 5. I said the finale was worse because there was a championship on the line where this is just one race. To me, I judge each race on its own. I don't care as much for the championships, especially in the lower series of the playoffs. I judge the races as their own. I think overall this was a way worse race. CBB, thank you for the 5. What was up with the broadcast guys bringing up how NASCAR is watching the pushes closely over and over again? As far as I could tell, nobody seemed to care. I feel like that's such an... outdated rule, I guess is the right word. It's definitely to prevent the two-car tandem, which probably would be a much cleaner race. Polito Noel, thank you for the 2 and your 3rd super chat ever on this channel. What was going on with Bubba and Raja? I know that the two of them have sort of, I don't know if it's a mentor role or whatnot. I don't know the right way to describe it, but I know the two of them definitely know each other, talk a lot. I guess it is a mentor role. Bubba gives him a lot of advice. I mean, Raja made a lot of mistakes out there. He was part of a lot of different issues and accidents tonight. We'll get to the rest of the super chats in a bit, I promise. But yeah, I get the point, and I think it is definitely worth looking at. NASCAR will never do it because if you've looked, the ratings so far in Speed Weeks have been up for both events, and they're surely to be up since last year was a rain out halfway through. I think it's worth looking at to take these guys off super speedways, or at least keep it minimal. I don't like the fact that we got 3 super speedway races and trucks now. I mean, it's just gonna fester more of this. Like, I'm expecting the same thing Saturday afternoon in Atlanta. I'm expecting the same thing later this year at Talladega. I'm expecting it. I almost think that because Talladega is going to be on a Friday afternoon going into evening, I would not be surprised if, especially if there's a red flag during that race, if we're running up against the time window. And especially if it's overcast. Like, I remember being there at the 2021, I want to say, Xfinity race. It was the one that Brandon Brown won. Because I was there, and it ended because of light. And, we don't have this problem at Atlanta. We don't have this problem at Daytona. But I would not be surprised if tonight is any indication, if we end up having problems at Talladega because there were no lights there. I'm calling this now. It's like, I believe it's the last weekend of September into October. I have a freaking calendar on me. I can check. Let's see. Yeah, so it'll be October 4th, later in the year. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I would not be surprised. I'm going to look and see, because I want to go through as much of this as we can. I have 25th on down, and I have the top 5 ready to go, but NASCAR.com has not updated anything other than that. So we'll go through it. As per Fox Sports, Nick Sanchez won over Corey Heim in 2nd. Raja Caruth in 3rd. 4th, Spencer Boyd. 5th was Holmes. NASCAR.com has switched Holmes and Boyd. We're probably not going to have the ticker tonight because they're still going through it. Stephen Parsons, all of this unofficial, in 6th. Matt Craft in 7th. Timmy Hill 8th. Wrote down how to pronounce last name so I didn't do it wrong again. Brian Dozat in 9th. Christian Eckes in 10th. Then Tyler Ankrum 11th. Jason White in 12th. Bailey Curry 13th. 14th was Friesen. Then you got Ty Majeski, not Tyler. Ty Majeski in 15th. 16th, Tanner Gray. Grant Enfinger 17th. Jack Wood in 18th. That's the top half of the field. 19th, Taylor Gray. Corey LaJoy 20th. Daniel Dye 21st. Corey Roper 22nd. Cody Robaugh in 23rd. Dean Thompson 24th. And from there, we have the rest of the field. 2 laps down is Mason Massey. 3 laps down is Mills and Tony Breidinger. Last truck on track. 4 laps down, I believe, at least based on the updates. The rest of these guys were all out. Purdy in 28th. Johnny Sauter 29th. Ben Rhodes, who I'm going to talk about Ben Rhodes in a moment because I get he was having a tire go down, but that was massively stupid. The wreck that was caused by him and his flat tire it wasn't full on LePage level, but for a driver that's been around as long as Ben Rhodes and a champion supposed to represent the Truck Series, it was a perfect representation of what the Truck Series is now. But that was dumb as hell. You got McGee in 31st, Lawless Allen 32nd, Lane Riggs 33rd, Garcia 34th, Ty Dillon 35th, and Moffitt in that new team finishing last to start here. I'll look at stage 1 really quick and then see what you guys think. Yeah, remember, he is a two-time champion. Two-time champion and pulling that stuff. I love to see it. Hopefully not sarcasm. So Majeski started on pole. And Johnny Sauter, I gotta say this. Sauter leading early, I completely forgot that he had switched up rides this year. Like, it left my mind. And we talked about it like 2 weeks ago on the podcast. It had left my mind that he was in a new ride, and he ran really well early on. We should have known this kind of night was coming when on lap 6, a third of the field got caught up in a caution. You had Raja, you had Thad Moffitt, you had Grafton, Mills, Lawless Allen, Ty Dillon, Sanchez, McGee, Jake Garcia, Tanner Gray, Friesen, and Lane Riggs. This knocked out the bottom 4 of Riggs, Garcia, Dillon, and Moffitt. As for y'all in the chat that picked Ty Dillon, that sucks. It worked in the Cup Series last year for you guys, though. And a crazy stat that I saw on Twitter, still calling it Twitter, is Stuart Friesen has crashed in all 8 of his Daytona truck starts. That's just insane to me, man. That is just insane. We have a restart, Sauter, Majeski up front, and you could see the whole race, these trucks were insanely unstable. I don't know how the hell Daniel Dye didn't, end up having a blowover like 12 times because of how bad his truck was. I mean, it was so squirrely in the middle. So I guess good on him for keeping control of it. You had Lawless Allen go around in 2 with a flat tire and a 1-lap dash to end the stage. The sirens are ringing. They're probably going to try and resuscitate the Truck Series, so don't mind them whatsoever. Man, oh my God. Stage 1 ends with Johnny Sauter. A little throwback here, getting the stage win over Curry, Majeski, Ankrum, Taylor Gray, Holmes, Wood, Eckes, Dean Thompson, and Corey Heim. It was not Heim time tonight, but I believe he was the one in his post-race interview saying it was a shit show. He was right. He was right. Yes, the call of the Iceberg is actually, I'm telling you, the sirens, they're going to resuscitate the Truck Series. The Truck Series is coding and needs to be saved. Wee woo, yeah, just spam like alarms and wee woos every time the ambulance goes by. I would love to see it. It's funny as hell to me. Stage 2, you got, they start it back up and a debris yellow comes out. Tire carcass on the track, rain off and on. It's Florida, man. Like, we all know what we got. When they restart again, they go for a bit before rain goes and I think straight up just ends the stage. With Ankrum winning it, Eckes in second, Crafton, Rhodes, Daniel Dye, Majeski, Corey LaJoy, Howard, Sanchez, and Heim all getting points. Again, I love it. The Symphony of Destruction should be the theme song of the Truck Series. I agree. I mean, what do you say at this point? Like, I know I'm just going to keep going back on basically this rant, but like, what do you say at this point about the Truck Series? What is there to say about it anymore? Like, I feel like I covered all the bases at Phoenix, but now I'm getting all mad about it again. And again, I love the Truck Series, growing up. And I think it was even pretty good in the late 2010s too. There were different ages of this series, but this is just a dark age, man. And this is awful. Again, gonna bring up this car. I don't care if I just hit the mic with it. Gonna bring this up again. Mark Martin, gold standard of what a driver should be. Champion and all, but actually getting a championship. But man, I understand why some of these like older drivers like retire or go part-time. Like if I'm Eric Almirola, when I see this and I see that these are the guys coming up, there's no way in hell I'm running a full season anymore of this to come. Because it's not all, it's not all the drivers that are young causing this, but they're in there, and and, and I mean, yeah, it can always get better once you're at rock bottom. The problem is every time I think the Truck Series is at rock bottom, it gets lower. It just keeps getting lower. And what sucks is this might be the only damn race we get till Monday or Sunday night. So, like, we get to stew on this shit. Like, we get to just sit there and just let this marinate for a day. Like, there's no racing tomorrow. Like, we got ARCA. I know it's probably going on right now on, Fox Sports 1000 or 3 or 2 or wherever the hell they pushed it off to. I believe it's Fox Sports 2. I like that sleeve in the chat. Creed song to describe watching trucks. My own prison. We all chose to watch this. Right? We all chose to do this. Oh, it starts. Okay, so it starts in like 30 minutes. All right, you got 30 more minutes free for me to bitch and moan about something that I can't fix. I can say as much as I want. I would like to think I have that power, but my ego is not that big to think that. It sucks, and I know NASCAR sees this and doesn't like it. The reaction of the top brass of NASCAR last year at Phoenix, as well as those in the Xfinity and Cup Series, perfectly represents that this isn't exactly what they want. This is too far. I think if we have races like tonight, I mean, wow, Chrome Diesel, average green flag run was 4.2 laps. And I believe we had 51 green laps and 50 yellow, or vice versa. But basically, like, the same thing happened last year, even in a rain-shortened race, where it was basically 50-50 yellow and green flag laps, which is not normal. Like, that should not be normal in a professional racing series. I do think, again, the package needs to be changed. I think the Cup guys would be fine in this. Corey LaJoie didn't seem to have too much problem, and some of the guys with more experience didn't seem to have too much problem. But if we're going to make this the, 17, 18-year-olds with daddy's money series, it has to be a little more controllable, because these guys do not have the experience, or many of them probably don't have the talent to keep these things under control the way an Xfinity or Cup car would be. So I think some changes, maybe even just minimal ones, need to be made. Maybe it's a Daytona thing. I mean, we saw this in the duels too, that handling was a huge deal. Even in the Cup cars, which are basically just glued to the track. Maybe raise the age, like Irvin's saying. Maybe go single file on restarts instead of doing double file. They're just going to go double file anyway. I mean, when they were doing double file, they went 3 wide the whole way. So I don't think there is not one sweeping change that is going to fix this. That's, I think, the biggest issue with the Truck Series. That's the part that, for me, as someone who loves the Truck Series, I'm worried about a bit. I love that the track's aging, and I love these drivers are being challenged. It's just, yeah, I mean, the majority of the field probably is between 18 and 21, 24, somewhere in there. But it's just going to get younger. And I still had hope for this race, because when they were racing, it was actually good racing for the most part. They were able to keep it under control. Generally, were double filed or 3 wide through it. They had the red flag for rain. I don't know if maybe that helped scramble their brains more, that red flag. But, you get into the final stage. There was a huge wreck from Keith McGee. I don't know why, but that's a perfect racing name. You have the ones that are really good, like Lawless Allen, and they got Keith McGee. I don't know why. It's a fitting name for racing. I don't know. You tell me why. But he wrecked on his own. I had gotten up for 2 minutes. It was still yellow, and then I came back, and there's just a truck totaled in the tri-oval. I'm like, what the hell happened? Was there a big wreck? And I rewind it, and Fox missed it. They showed it later. I don't know, I think it was probably a flat tire or something. And I would go through each thing in detail, but basically what it entails the rest of the way is restart, race for a bit, caution, restart, race for a little bit, caution. It's just this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8, 9 times or so, like or whatever it is. It's just the same thing. So I guess I'll point out some of the bigger moments in this. I hate it because I want to go through it like a normal race, but I can't. Like, this is not a normal race. I did like that they were able to race 3 wide through the field a lot. It was funny, as soon as it calmed down to 2 lanes, I started crashing. You had Holmes and Curry spinning out in front. I think, again, that was a bit more handling. You had the stuff with Ben Rhodes. I believe it was Tyler Ankrum who got loose off a push, got into him. He had a flat tire. And I guess we'll get to Ben Rhodes here. At first, I wanted to be kind of on the fence, benefit of the doubt here. Like the first thing I see is that they're kind of going around him, and maybe I thought, they caught him quicker than he thought, or he got the flat while they were going around him. But if you're, again, 2-time champion veteran, for one, if you think a tire's going down for what it sounded like was a little while, get down on the freaking apron, man. Like, do not, like, I mean, that was so damn close to being a full-on Kevin LePage deal. Which, again, I think is, this is the champion, 2-time champion that represents the Truck Series, and it's a perfect representation. Like, it is. It's just mind-numbing moves tonight, too. We had different crashes. Again, we didn't have like a massive one till the end, and I guess we can talk about that right now. We had our overtime attempt, and I like the fact that they were able to race to the line. Like, I think if there was a 2 or 3 truck crash in with 2 to go in overtime, I think NASCAR would let them stay green if they got going again really quick. Like, I think they really would. I think they'd be like, nope, we're finishing this damn thing. So I'm glad they got to the line. Sanchez and Raja, like 2 or 3 restarts in a row, like swapped the lead because LaJoy gave the good push to Raja, and then Sanchez would get the good push, and just really, really smart moves all around for the most part by him. They get to the white flag. Sanchez in control of the field, leading the field, and the field just straight up died back there. I mean, they just, the whole field got into it. And I believe Taylor Gray was the one who did a blowover. That's the Truck Series in a nutshell, man. I mean, this race, a finale last year, these are both the Truck Series in a nutshell. By the way, they have not updated NASCAR.com at all with the results. I'm waiting for, like, I'll go on Twitter and see if they've updated any results, but I don't think that, maybe, I don't know, maybe Bob's put them up. Let me see. 'Cause I'd like to get you guys the actual results of this race. But I'm not seeing anything. Maybe J-Ski has it. Hold on. I'll make sure I credit whoever I get with it, man. But, like, let's see. No, J-Ski doesn't have it either. I'll check NASCAR's account, but if not, like, I'll put them in when I know they're official. Basically, whenever they get put on Racing Reference, I know they're official. And, shocker, YouTuber looks up Racing Reference. I guess in positive news, congrats to the Buescher family, because Chris Buescher, he wasn't in Daytona today because his wife had went into labor. They had their baby. So congrats to them. I want some kind of positive tonight, man. Like that. I think when they haven't got the order, then it just means they gave up. They'll get the order probably soon. Let's get these super chats, and if you guys have anything else you want to say, let me know. SVG is racing tonight. ARCA race is supposed to start in the next 20 or so minutes. So let's see. I mean, if you want your schedule for streams, we're going to be post-race for Xfinity whenever it happens, post-race for the 500 whenever it happens, and we're on Black Flags Matters channel for the podcast. So we'll have a lot of fun. We'll definitely talk about this. I have a feeling we're going to have a long-ass show that night. Light goal for that one probably should be 400, I think. We're gonna raise the bar a little bit for y'all. Light goal for tonight is 200. I think we can hit it. And as for subscriber-wise, I love... Well, actually, we got to 72.5K tonight during this stream. So thank you guys, all who are new. We do this all season. For good ones, too. Believe it or not, I like being positive. Let's get into these super chats, and then I'll let you guys watch the ARCA race. I won't take up too much more of your Friday night. Sleeve, thank you for the 5. Crafton watching Suarez or Sanchez. God bless it. I can't read, man. I'm sorry. I should honestly probably get this checked out. Crafton watching Sanchez drive away as he spins like Squidward looking out his window at SpongeBob and Patrick. It fits. Charkled 19, thank you for the 5. Saw Bubba saying something to Raj at the end of the broadcast. He looked pissed. He wouldn't shake Raj's hand. I mean, it was just a bad showing tonight, man. Where'd I put my... I have contacts on, but I got my glasses right here. Got my big nerd glasses right here. So, I'll probably be wearing them because I'm going to be doing some stuff on here tonight. Chris McIntyre, thank you for the 5. Truck Series, seriously missing old vets like Hornaday, Skinner, Hamilton. Yeah. Musgrave, Benson, etc. to teach the new kids how to do things the right way. I agree. I kind of, that was part of my rant earlier. Agent Boyband SLG, thank you for the 2. Trucks need to mostly be short tracks again. I agree with that. I don't think they're, I do agree with that. I don't think it's the single fix, but it's part of it. Results are listed. I'm updating it, but it's not, where are they listed at? Let me know. Because last thing I want to do again is go off without letting y'all know. Yeah, like, dislike, let me know where they're listed at, and I'll read them off to finish off this stream. Oh yeah, you can like super chats now. It's new. Let's see. Gotta get back to I have my place in line, so let me get back to it. Tony, thank you for the 2. Mark has 40 wins and no championships in 31 years. But he is amazing too. He was amazing on the short track scene. Look up his time at the Rockford Speedway. Down the apron, thank you for the 5. No wonder why teams can't save money. They're always tearing up their equipment week after week. So we added 2 super speedway races to the Cup Series, Xfinity Series, and another one to the trucks. But we'll save money some. And it does work in the race. So I understand why. M. Martin fan for life, thank you for the 5. Mark Martin's era of drivers came up through the ranks working on their stuff. These kids have always bought a ride, so they have no respect. A lot of them, yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. A lot of them have not. It's a culture difference, and you saw that culture difference in the 2010s a ton in the Cup Series, encapsulated fully by the Logano Kenseth deal. Fred Dog 81, thank you for the 2. Sirens, but the Truck Series might as well be dead. And there's always hope. These drivers will move up the ranks, or maybe just move out. Carl Singleton, thank you for the 5. I honestly wonder if Kyle Busch leaching was a good thing because it showed the young guys what they'll be up against eventually. Oh, Kyle Busch would wipe the floor with these guys. When he races this year, even though Spire probably isn't going to be as good as KBM, I fully expect Kyle Busch to wipe the floor with them in at least 1 or 2 of these races he runs. And I get why he would never run a super speedway. Sleeve, thank you for the 5. Truck Series update idea, switch to mid-size, Tacoma, Colorado, etc. Shorter trucks, less blocky proportions might help bring in Honda. Maybe Honda will be the ones to push that. The Gun, thank you for the 5. So, are we having a Daytona party? I don't know. I guess I can look at the forecast really quick for y'all, since it is very topical. I'll look up AccuWeather and the Weather Channel and see if there's any difference. It's actually really funny. I go on AccuWeather, and Saturday, 63, 94% chance of rain. Cooler with rain, delays expected during the race. They're going to just delay the whole damn thing. Sunday, 60 degrees, breezy and cool with periods of rain. Some heavy delays expected during the race. 99% chance of rain, as per AccuWeather. I'll look up the hourly and see if they have any update, because they're generally pretty good with the hourly rain updates. But let me see what they got for Sunday. That's not bad so far. Well, when the hell is it supposed to rain? Did I click the wrong day? Maybe it's updated. It says no rain, but I guarantee you that's wrong. Let's see. So, rain all day tomorrow. The lowest percent chance it is during any time they could race tomorrow is 75% chance of rain. So, I do not see them racing tomorrow. They're God, this site is janky. I'm going on the Weather Channel. Let's see what else they got here. Weather Channel has 98% chance of rain for Sunday. 78% chance Sunday night. Going up to 80% during when the race could be run into Monday morning. Monday will be partly cloudy but clear. Yikes. It's not getting better, guys. I hate to say it. It's not getting better. If anything, the weather outlook has gotten much, much worse. It's looking like the reports I heard from people that I know in the garage is that the plan right now is for a doubleheader with the Xfinity race at noon Monday and the 500 around 4:30 to 5 to be in prime time. Probably 4 if they can make it that, as long as Xfinity doesn't go long. I would be betting on that. But it sucks. But that's your weather update. I wish I could be positive, because NASCAR's been having this good momentum. We have the Netflix series. We have, ratings up for the first 2 events of Speed Weeks, guaranteed to be up for trucks because it wasn't fully rained out. It just had a brief delay during it. It's just NASCAR's bad luck, man. We could go to frickin' Death Valley and they would get more rain than the Amazon. It's insane. I don't know what the hell NASCAR did to piss Mother Nature off this much, but she needs to just screw off. Get the hell away from us. Fast _ Reiko 14, thank you for the $1. First super chat in the channel. I appreciate it. And then Charkled 19 SC left a $2 super chat. So thank you for that. Says that race made the Daytona Day ad seem enjoyable. Yeah, pretty much. So I'm going to refresh the results on NASCAR.com and read them one more time. The most updated ones they have on here. You got Sanchez winning the race, Raja second, third is Corey Heim, fourth Brett Holmes, Spencer Boyd fifth, sixth Stephen Parsons, Matt Crafton seventh, eighth Timmy Hill, Brian Dozat, I always pronounce his name wrong, finishing 9th, 10th Christian Eckes, Tyler Ankrum 11th, Jason White 12th, 13th is Bailey Curry, Stuart Friesen 14th, Majeski 15th, 16th Tanner Gray, 17th Envinger, then 18th is Jack Wood, 19th Taylor Gray, Corey LaJoy 20th, 21st Daniel Dye, 22nd Corey Roper, Robot 23rd, 24th Dean Thompson, Massey 25th, Mills 26th, Breidinger 27th. Everyone after that's out. Chase Purdy, Johnny Sauter, Ben Rhodes, Keith McGee. Love that name. Don't know why. Lawless Allen. Love that name. Do know why. Lane Riggs, Jake Garcia, Ty Dillon, and Thad Moffitt round out the field. If those are the wrong ones, NASCAR updated them wrong or just hasn't updated them right everywhere. But that about covers it, guys. Again, wish we could be more positive about it, but just can't be, man. It was just not a good race. But we will be back whenever the hell there's a race. We'll be on after it. And an NWP this Wednesday night on BFM at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. I said I'm in Central Time, so I always keep forgetting everyone else is in different time zones. ARCA race either has started or is about to start, so I will let you all go. I don't want to take up too much more of your night. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. And until next time, have a good one, and hopefully next week's better. Bye.